Hi everyone and welcome to my top 5 all moments from the US Grand Prix. I'm Beatrice from MotorLat, and today I'm going to be talking about 5 moments that were shocking and exciting at the same time about this dramatic Grand Prix. So P5 was conquered by the returning Daniel Kvyat, who got finally a point-paying result. P10, just 1 point, but it was feeling like victory after all he's been through, all the lack of confidence, which was mainly due to the team. But then when everybody was questioning whether he was going to deliver, whether he was going to be consistent and convincing, he just proved them wrong, pulled through, and put up this amazing result. He was consistent throughout the whole weekend and also did a good qualifying, so nothing to complain, just to congratulate, and I'm rooting for him on his attempt to secure a Formula 1 seat next year, even though everything is looking a bit unsure. Well done, Kvyat. So, P4 was Carlos Sainz, who last week was the protagonist of this video. One of the all moments was awarded to him, but on the negative side, because he was the author of the worst possible send-off from a team. But yesterday, really, he was so impressive. I really have nothing to say about him. He was consistent, he was aggressive. Overall, a very convincing performance. But anyway, I'm not going to change my opinion just because he's now a Renault driver and he did well yesterday, because I still think he's a very naive driver. He needs to build up experience, and I really hope that the Renault term will be useful for him on many aspects. There is no way he can do 20 races like the one he performed yesterday. However, the talent is there. He just needs to learn how to use it properly, and then he will become a big star. But there's still a long way to go, at least this is my opinion. Then point 3, I have to say that it was gained by Liberty Media, because obviously they promoted the introductions by the legendary announcer Michael Buffer, who worked in sports entertainment in the USA, and it was a very fun act. Personally, very suitable to the context, because it was very American. It is used in many sports like box, MMA, and obviously wrestling, which is the pinnacle of sports entertainment. And introducing the drivers as heroes, as athletes and big stars who put their bodies on the line every time they come out there was, I mean, a very respectful thing. It was not cringe-worthy at all. Many people said that it was too over the top, it was exaggerating everything, but I really enjoyed that, and I still think that drivers are heroes, and they need and they deserve sometimes great acknowledgement like the one that was given yesterday. At the end of the day, they are great characters. We have the Iceman, we have the Spaniard Fernando Alonso, we have Sebastian Vettel, who now is a Ferrari driver, so he's a very popular figure. We have Lewis Hamilton. So I think that is good to enhance the value of these figures. So there is absolutely nothing wrong, and well done to Liberty Media once again. Then point 2 was the amazing battle between Daniel Ricciardo just before his retirement and Valtteri Bottas. That was 5-star racing, honestly. I still have no idea how Valtteri managed to resist some of the unbelievable attacks that Daniel was delivering. So I really enjoyed that battle, and I'm a bit gutted for Daniel, but however, I really regard those moments as one of the best of the race. And then let's move on to the controversial part, who was the penalty to Max Verstappen. Now, I have to say that I do agree with the penalty, because analysing the fact he really put his 4 wheels outside of the track limit and then gained an unfair advantage to overtake Kimi Räikkönen, and obviously jumping on the podium after doing a maneuver like that is a bit unfair. But what I'm really baffled by is the inconsistent behavior of the stewards, because they really need to be lenient with everybody. They just need to analyze everything. They don't have to be harsh to someone in particular and then be lenient to the rest of the drivers. They really need to apply equal measures on the actions of the drivers. And I still think that many drivers, even though they weren't overtaking after gaining the advantage by cutting the chicanes and stuff like that, they still were not respecting the track limits. And I still remember that Fernando Alonso in Russia 2015 lost a few points because he was ninth and then was brought to the 11th position due to that penalty. And that was a bit unfair because he was not overtaking anyone, he was just not respecting the track limit. It was a new track, so I don't think that the stewards sometimes are coherent, and they really need to clarify that in a more exhaustive way. But anyway, Verstappen was rightfully penalised, I have to admit this. Just one more thing, looking at the social media, it's an amazing content pool, and I have to point out that I had a massive laugh reading all the tweets by Jos Verstappen. That escalated very, very quickly, because at the beginning he was just saying that was bullshit and stuff, but then he called the FIA Ferrari's assistants, and that was a bit ultra, that was seriously over the top. Not Michael Buffer, that was over the top, and it was just making me laugh out loud, because obviously a parent is going to have his son's back, but that was really, really too much. However, I love drama. I still think that healthy drama is useful for this Formula One, which is currently lacking some action moments in races. Sometimes I fell asleep, I have to admit that. But anyway, the podium scene when Max was backstage and then Bonciani and Raikkonen came was an act out. I felt sorry for Max, but actually analysing everything, he